Well, hi there. Greetings to you all. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you? Is that V. Ramirez, Daily Inspiration by Belinda De Jesus. Hey, Dr. Anderson Ma, I know who you are now. I know who you are. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. All right, let me check here. All righty. How's everybody doing? I always wondered who you were, but now I know. How are you? All right, let me see. Give me a minute. Let's look at here. All right, how's everybody doing? Hi, Sandra from Frisco, Texas. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And is that, okay, this is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. It's, let me see, it's, Siab? Siab? Hopefully I pronounced that right. And that's, Daria. Okay, I don't want to mess it up. But hey girl, hey. Hi there, Margie. How are you doing? From Canada, welcome. From Canada, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's clean my glasses off real quick. How is everybody doing? Because you know the writing is so tiny. Good evening. Is that Maya? Hi, Maya. Hi, Melissa. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. Hello, everybody. Hi, Jackie. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. It's divinely guided and protected. Go ahead, girl. From Pittsburgh, California. I didn't know there was a Pittsburgh in California. Okay, I see you. All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Krista. Hey, Dallas. We will be in Dallas in August. We will be in Dallas. My mother's having her conference in August. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Melissa from Taylor from Minnesota. My mom is having a conference in Dallas, Texas. So I'll be in Dallas in August, the 9th through the 11th. And hi, Shannon. How are you doing, Shannon? All right. Let me see if magnetize the words. Okay, I can see. I can see. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, and that's from Arkansas. Okay. All right, Arkansas girl. Arkansas or Arkansas. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me tonight. Hello, everybody. I came home a little early. I got home a little early, so I wanted to join you guys a little early so we can have a conversation and get off. But I want to make sure that because I haven't been coming as often as I can because I've been busy and on the road. Hey, is it D-Lo? Good evening to you. Send you a reminder. Oh, look at you. Well, she has a conference from the 9th to the 11th. If you want to, it's 9th to the 11th, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of August. It's not a narcissist abuse conference. It is each process leads to freedom. It's going to cover it's going to cover ministry. It's going to cover families. If you want businesses, everything that you need to each process leads to freedom. You know what you need to do to rebuild yourself. And after the conference, she is having a roundtable talk. And it is effective communication, and she does talk about narcissist abuse, but the conference itself is not a narcissist abuse conference. But you can get tickets at is destinyhelper.ticketleap.com, and you can get a ticket to go to her conference in Dallas. And then you guys know that I have my conference coming up July 27th. It is 100% online. If you have joined my private group, which is women recovering from narcissist abuse and volatile relationships. If you have joined that private group, you get a discount. Hi, Terry King. I haven't seen your name in a long time. Hey, KK, how are you? How are you doing? Let me look at something here. Kay, I was going to make you a moderator, but I can't make you a moderator because I don't know what Just Be Real is, and I don't know if Miss Dana has come on yet. I was going to make you a moderator, however, I can't do it from here. I think I have to go in, so I'm going to find out how to do it when I get back online. Let me look, hold on. Let me see here. Well, hi, Elijah. How are you doing? Hey, Battle. Let me see. Kay, I don't know how to make you a moderator on here. I'm going to have to do it when I get off. But if you don't mind, Kay, I'll make you a moderator on Facebook. So whenever you come on, if you go to my YouTube, I'll make you a moderator up there as well. And I'll figure out how to do it on Facebook. I'll do it on YouTube. So, hi everybody, how are you doing? Okay, let me go ahead and put disclaimer. Today is July 7th, 2024. It is 7:14 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're Central Time, just add 2 hours. If you're Eastern Time, add 3 hours. This is a live. However, if you're coming on and it is later than that or the next day, you are watching a replay. Because I know some people get offended because they're saying hi to me and I am no longer live. And so look up at the top. It'll say live or it'll say was live. Was live is past tense, y'all. So if you're coming and it says was live, that means I am no longer live, because some people really get offended at the fact that I do not say hi to them, and I can't say hi to you because I'm no longer live. So if you are not on here right now, then I am no longer live. So thank you so much for being here. I don't know how to pronounce that. Let me see. Let's see. Who is it? Is this Bridget? Bridget, is that you? I don't know who that is right there. But hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Bridget, that's you? Girl, you almost got blocked. Girl, you almost got blocked. You're not? You are? Hold on, let me see. Let me see who you is. Let me see who you is. Let me look. Let's see who you are. All right. Okay, there we go. All right. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. Okay, let me look. Prayed Up and Hayden and Aaron and who all we have here? There we go. Okay. Is that Dewana Wisdom? How are you? Well, hey, Harold. How have you been? Hey, Harold, how have you been? Where have you been? I haven't seen you in like 5,000 years. You don't come on anymore. I sent you a message asking if you were going to come on my conference for the July 27th. Hey, Kaylee. I have emailed to see if you were going to come on my conference on July 27th. It's 100% online. Hey, Jesus Betty, how are you? I haven't seen you in 5,000 years, Mr. Harold. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you again. Let me look and see here. You're going through. You ran into new narcs. You got to stay on the channel so we can take care of you. Let me see. Let me look. Give me just a second. So, I don't know. Let's see. All right. So, I'm just waiting for my moderators to come in as well. But I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining me. I'm not going to keep I'm not going to keep you too long. You must need healing. Still ain't here. You know what? Come to my conference, Harold. I'm going to look for email me so I can send you. I'm going to discount it too because you came to support me in Atlanta. I'm going to make sure you get a discounted rate so you can be, it's 100% online so you can be online with me, okay? You need to come on back because I looked for you last year and you didn't respond to me. And then I wanted to see if you were going to come this year. You still magnetizing them. Well, I hope you come to the conference. That's what I need. Okay. That's what I hope. Well, I am glad you guys are here. Let me look through here real quick. Let me see if I see any familiar faces. Let's see. Who's on here that's a familiar face? Who's on YouTube that's a familiar face? Let's look through here. I got to look some familiar faces on here. So who over here is on YouTube that I know? Hi, Kimberly. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. All right, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So the title is Gaslighted by, hey, Cultured Pearl Images. How are you? Hi, Adrian. How are you? How are you guys? See, you should have been sticking in there. Should have been sticking in there. Terry, can you moderate for me? Can you moderate for me, Terry? I know you usually come through here all the time. I need somebody to moderate for me because my moderator is not on today. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Hi, Foxy. Is it Foxy Foul Steel? Thank you so much. Let me see. I don't know if I blocked somebody by accident. I don't know. Let me see. All right. Well, come on. Let's get started. Kay, can you get on my YouTube channel? Can you get on my YouTube channel, Kay? Because I don't know where Just Be Real is. She may not realize I'm on yet. She may not realize. Hey there, Hazel. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. So I probably have to, let me see. You don't know how to do that? Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I may have to interrupt myself while I'm talking. You can try. Okay. Kay, if you can go over. Do you know how to moderate, Kay? So I was looking for my. That's okay. That's okay. It's good to see you too, Hazel. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Thank you so much. All right, well, there you go. All right, Kate. Hopefully, I'm going to help you out. So, if you look. Okay. Let me put you. There we go. Got you as a moderator. There you go, Kate. So, all you do is just look at the comments. And when you see comments that are inappropriate, just go ahead and block them. If you see people cursing, if you see people making inappropriate comments, a lot of times you're going to see trolls come up there. So trolls will come on there, and if you read their comments, you'll know exactly, just block them. Don't even give them a chance, just block them. You know, someone is rude, you know. Yeah. Hi, Yvonne. How are you? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Hi, Sunshine. All right. So, Kay, you got it? And I'm going to look down here on the other ones. On Facebook, it's not that fast. Over here, I can kind of see. So I'm going to let you handle that, Kay, okay? So we're going to be talking about gaslighting. We're going to be talking about gaslighting by professionals and people that are assigned to help you, family, and your friends, okay? And first of all, we have to look at the definition of what gaslighting is. Most of you guys have been through the gaslighting because you've been with narcissists. And then not everybody that gaslights is a narcissist. Don't worry, Kay, I got you. I got you back. I'll be watching. And if Just Be Real, come on, she got your back. But gaslighting is a manipulative. It's a manipulative form of bullying. It's a manipulative form of power and control. A person that gaslights wants to always maintain control. Not everybody that gaslights is actually a narcissist, but gaslighting is a matter of power and control. And gaslighting is when a person, when a person gets you to, has you walking on eggshells, but when a person begins to have you question your reality, has you questioning your experiences, has you questioning, you can have an education, they question your education, but it gets you to a point where you start questioning your own reality. You start questioning what you know is truth. You start questioning your own experiences. And many of you guys have been with narcissists. And you have to remember, narcissistic personality disorders and mental illness And I know you hear many people, they'll argue about the fact it is not a mental illness, it's a personality disorder. This is how I know that these are people that are not in the mental health field or understand mental health. You know, psychiatrists, psychologists, medical personnel, because narcissistic personality disorder, it is a personality disorder, and it is in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Psychiatric Disorders. And if you go in there and look, and many of you guys may not be professionals in that field, but it is a mental illness. When you talk about a mental illness or mental disorder, it's a disorder. You're talking about something that affects the way that a person thinks, a way that they behave, their behavior. It affects how they interact with people. It affects how they interact at work. Yeah, the DSM-5. Yep. It affects how they interact with people, how they interact at work, how they behave, how they think. Because you know, narcissists have a very, it's almost like a delusional way of thinking. You know, they create their own reality and pull you into that reality to try to make you believe that your reality was right is wrong, was wrong is right. They pull you into their distorted reality, and then they gaslight you into believing that their reality, what is right is wrong and what is wrong is right. They even have you questioning. Yeah, they become what they hate. Exactly. But what happens is that in gaslighting, they have you questioning the reality even of what you've been through. And you guys who have been through these type of relationships where they have you questioning, you know, I saw the phone call come through. I know this is who you were talking to. And then they'll tell you, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Remember, you're the one who said, you are the, Lord, forgive me. Okay. I didn't mean to make my face a pie face. But they'll have you thinking like, that is not true. That's not what you saw. You don't know what you're talking about. They'll take the time to go through their phone to change a name and the number and then turn around and show you the number. Or they'll change it and call the person, but they guide the person into the conversation so they know, so they direct the person into what to say and how to say it. And sometimes unsuspecting people will just go along with what that person is saying. So they'll gaslight you into believing that what you just saw is not real. What you just went through is not real. Why did you just throw that away? I didn't throw that away. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You know, or tell you to call. And then most of the time you won't call. You know, most of the time you won't call, and they know that you won't call. And so what they end up doing is telling you, see, I told you you're crazy. Or they'll tell you, you know, every time that, you know, we've had this conversation and this is what you've told me. They use what you've told them against you to make you feel like you're crazy. Even if you tell them things about, let's just use an example of your car keys. You know, I lay my car keys here. I always lay my car keys. You know, some of you guys have a designated area for your car keys. I have a hook right by the door. I go into the garage. I have a key hook right on the wall. So when I come in and when I go out, those keys are right there. So that when I walk out, those keys are there. Now, a narcissist will take those keys and purposely like hide them in the stupid stuff, hide them in the freezer or put them in their pocket. And then you're on your way to work and now you're running late. And they like to see you running around frantic, looking for, have you seen my keys? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't you put them down there? Yeah, I put them there, but they're not there. Well, maybe you moved them. Remember, you said that you were having some problems with your memory. And remember, you are on this medication. And not only are you on this medication, but you see how they start gaslighting you to make you feel like you're crazy? And then all of a sudden you go downstairs and your keys are back on that hook. And you're like, I know those keys were not there. I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't been downstairs, so I don't know what you're talking about. Your bank cards, you know, whatever. Move your bank card. You're frantically looking for your bank card. Purchases on the card. And then they make you feel like you're the one who made the purchase. Well, this is the kind of stuff that you like to buy. What are you talking about? Or I seen a hotel receipt. Where you been? I don't know what you're talking about. That's you know, everything is crazy making. Gaslighting is crazy making. Now check this out. Now when you start dealing with professionals, oftentimes, and you know, okay, let me go back. You know that each narcissist, even though they have narcissistic personality disorder, you know, you have some on the lower end of the scale, which some of those they're more overt because they're just discovering things about themselves. They know that they're different. You know, they know that they're different, but they really don't know what's wrong with them. A lot of them are very hostile and loud and they're combative. You know, these are the ones that you know will get a charge and get arrested for DV. And then you have those that are more toward the mid-range. They begin to realize that the manipulation is working for them. They're beginning to realize, or they're beginning to think that they're empowered. And then you have the higher range. The higher range have done this for many years, and they're an expert at they're expert manipulators, they're expert gaslighters. They know how to play the game, and they know how to confuse you to a point when you get gaslighted, you actually feel like you're crazy. That's why a lot of you come out of these situations and you feel like you're crazy. You feel like something is wrong with you. You know, you feel like I have brain fog. I can't even think straight because they have played this manipulative game. It causes brain damage, y'all. And that brain damage is called brain fog. And it does affect the frontal lobe, your frontal lobe of thought and reasoning and things like that. And it's not like it cannot be repaired. It can be repaired, but long-term exposure to this type of abuse, the psychological abuse, can cause more permanent damage. And so that's why it's good to get out of these situations. But at the same time, you know, you have to remember that each narcissist is still an individual narcissist. You have those that are on the higher end of the socioeconomic statuses. You have some that are in severe poverty. You have some that have, you know, regular jobs, working at McDonald's, gas stations, you know, wherever. You know, you have those that work in the entertainment industry. You have those that are cerebral. You have cerebral narcissists who are highly intellectual people. Very, very highly intellectual people, and they don't overthink. They always try to outthink the prey that they're pursuing. And then you have those that are somatic. Those are the ones that are all into appearances and drawing people to them, making them look at how beautiful they are. You know, how beautiful they are, and look at me, and the grandiosity, and look at me, and no one is as beautiful as me. While the cerebral is no one is as intelligent as I am, and they go after people that think are intelligent, and then they always compete with them. And so you have to remember, you have different types of narcissists. You have those that are altruistic narcissists. Altruistic narcissists are the ones that those are the ones that would do anything to help someone. They fight for the cause. They go out there and fight for the victims. They go out there and you know, they go to court for the victims. They fight for the victims, and they, you know, they feed the homeless, and they go out there because of the fact it makes them look like a hero. Those are altruistic ones. Those are the ones that are do, but a lot of people get caught up in all the wonderful things that they do, that they don't pay attention to the little subtle signs. You have those that are vulnerable narcissists. The vulnerable narcissists are the ones that, those are the ones that are very, very sensitive. They're so sensitive that, you know, they're the one, I mean, all of them gaslight, but they're so very sensitive to constructive criticism or criticism. You know, they hate to be hurt. Very sensitive to narc injuries. You know, those are the ones that are, and you have those that are vulnerable narcissists, the covert narcissists. Some of them are the ones that are the nicest people, but they're always the victim. They're always sick. They're always a victim. Everyone always does me this way, and woe is me, and you see how people treat me. They don't tell you about all the stuff that they do, because they always tell you how somebody treated them. By the time someone reacts to their nonsense, because these are some very passive aggressive people. And so what happens is, by the time people react to them, then they're going to highlight the reaction. They'll never tell you what they did to cause them to react, but they highlight the reaction, right? So you have to remember, you have all these different types and subtypes. They all have the same disorder. And so you have at least 5 out of 9 of these traits. This is what by DSM-5 is diagnosed as narcissistic personality disorder, which should be diagnosed by a professional. And what happens is but each one of them operates a little different. There are different types, there are different subtypes, different economic statuses that have been exposed to different things. And so what happens is you have an experience with a narcissist. It is your personal experience. Some of you have been in situations in which what the DSM calls, what is it called? Pedophile falls under a certain umbrella of paraphilic. I think it's paraphilic. I think that's what it's called, paraphilic. But it's the umbrella which has voyeurism, it has pedophilia, it has, you know, those type of things. And some of you have been with narcissists that have violated your children, that have violated you in childhood. And so there are certain experiences, you know, there are certain experiences that you have had that maybe some people have never had. And so you may talk about, you know, your experiences, you know, with these type of narcissists. And when you speak to professionals like coaches, like therapists, like domestic violence advocates. These are people that are assigned to assist you, domestic violence advocates. You know, these type of people that are assigned to help you. Sometimes people have book knowledge, but they don't have personal experience. Sometimes these people have worked with people, but have not worked with enough people to see what you're talking about. Sometimes they've worked with people that have experienced these things, but because they haven't personally experienced it, and you don't have to personally experience something to have empathy for someone else and what they went through, but what they end up doing is they end up telling you that's not possible. It can't be that serious. There's no way that they could be doing something like this and not get caught. There's no way that you've been in this and you're telling them that you've been through it before and you're afraid. You're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to get help. And they're making you feel bad. There's no possible way that you can be that afraid that you wouldn't, that you wouldn't say anything to get help for your children. What kind of mother are you to not go get help for your children? What kind of mother are you? What kind of mother or father are you that you wouldn't tell authorities about your, about what is happening? And what they don't take in consideration is you may have been a person that has been trafficked yourself. You may have been a person that has been through that yourself. And you're triggered and you're going through complex PTSD. You know what I mean? You're going through complex PTSD. So you're going through fight, flight, or freeze. And so in your mind, you're thinking this is happening, but you're so afraid to tell. You don't know how to tell. Excuse me for just a minute, y'all. But you guys don't know how to tell. So you don't know how to tell. I apologize. Forgive me. But you don't know how to tell. Some of you guys get locked up and you're so afraid. You don't know how to tell. You don't know what to say. Give me just a minute. Okay, I have to act as moderator over here too. And so you have professionals that are telling you that your experience wasn't as bad as you telling your experience were. Not only it wasn't that bad, even your childhood experiences. Or that you're with this narcissist and this is what you believe this narcissist is doing because you've got evidence. And so what they do is they put it back on you and you start questioning whether or not what you just told was even real. Maybe it was me. Maybe I just mistook what was done. And you have professionals, believe it or not, you have professionals. You have therapists. Now, one thing I want you guys to know is that there is training out there for therapists to help them to understand narcissist abuse. There is training. There is actually a certification for us now. I'm going to go through the certification because I'd like to have that in my toolbox. But a lot of things that we talk about all the time, they finally made training for that. And in that training, it actually talks about the stuff that we talk about on live and have been talking about for years. And so it's educating therapists about what narcissist abuse looks like and helping survivors of narcissist abuse and what these narcissists do, the gaslighting, the love bombing, what it does to the client and how to be sensitive to the client. Because you do have therapists out there that do not have training in that area. So while you're telling them, their mindset is how do I help you have a better relationship when they should be telling you how to escape from this situation? What role do you play in it? I hear it, there's two sides to every story, but what role do you play in it? What do you mean, what role do I play in this abuse? There is no such thing as a perfect person. So now you're walking around like, well, I'm not perfect. Well, now you know that, I understand that, I'm not perfect and I do things too, but now you are making excuses and you're gaslighting yourself into thinking that what is happening to you is somehow deserved. You may not say it verbally, but your language is indicating that somehow or another, this professional has had you to believe that somehow or another it is your fault. Somehow or another there's a role that you play. Never let planting seeds of doubt. And unfortunately, this is some of the professionals, and especially in the mental health profession, if they have not gotten some type of exposure or training, and they don't really understand what narcissist abuse is, it sounds unrealistic because some of them have never been through it. Yeah, somehow you deserve the trauma. But they haven't been through it personally, and a therapist can be a therapist without personally having to experience some of the things you've been through, but you can tell that they're kind of insensitive, or they themselves could be having triggers. Because they're recognizing some things but they're blaming themselves. So guess what? They also somehow or another get you to blame you. And these are our professionals. Never let a person convince you that your experiences are not real. Never let anybody, a professional, some domestic violence advocates, they're I don't want to say the wrong words, because if I say the wrong words, it sounds kind of dismissive when it comes to how they train. Domestic violence, when they teach domestic violence, they teach you about power and control. Not only do they teach you about, hi April, not only do they teach you about the power and control wheel, because domestic violence is a matter of power and control. They teach you about, the honeymoon stage, the tension building, the blow up, and then on top of that, we also teach about narcissist abuse. We talk about the idealization, we talk about the devaluation, we talk about the discard, we talk about the hoover, and then we talk about the idealization, wash, rinse, and start all over again. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that in when you go into the domestic violence, narcissist abuse is domestic violence. But when you get trained, or you get a domestic violence, or you go to domestic violence, training and support, they teach you about the domestic violence. But a lot of them have not integrated or have not implemented narcissist abuse because they have not been taught about it themselves. Now, a lot of them may have been in the courts and they watched to see how, how these people function, so they can pick up on these behaviors, so they know how to help you. But there are some that don't even pick up on that behavior. And so what they tell you is this is what you have to do, and this is how you have to handle it. And sometimes they do let you know you need to get away, you need to stay no contact. But a lot of them don't understand narcissist abuse. And so they'll even tell you the only way that you should go back is when they go to therapy. And when they go to therapy, you teach, they're being taught about domestic violence and battering. And once they go through that and they understand, then you guys go through marriage counseling. Then you go through couples counseling. Then you go through family counseling. But what they're not telling you is that a narcissist is never going to change. It doesn't matter how much therapy they get. It doesn't matter how much family therapy you guys go through, how much marriage counseling you go through. A narcissist knows how to adapt. They know how to adapt to the language, and they still want control in a therapy environment, and so they still want control. And so what they'll do is they'll triangulate. They'll pick apart pieces and parts and facts, presenting it to the therapist, and then gaslight the therapist as well, where the therapist gets to the point where that is correct, and if you notice, the attention is all on you. The attention is all on you. And anytime that therapist holds that narcissist accountable for anything, you'll notice that narcissist will get angry, even to a point where that narcissist will tell you that something is wrong with the therapist, because of the fact that narcissist has gaslighted or has tried to get some type of control over that therapist. Hold on, you guys, just a minute. Let me find gotta find my glasses cleaner. But but they get into therapy and they want control in therapy as well when it comes to the therapist. So now you have this narcissist that not only is gaslighting you, but now they're trying to get control over the therapist to triangulate. You know what I mean? To triangulate. Yeah, to triangulate. And so they're triangulating, gaslighting you, and you're thinking that there's a problem. Never, ever, ever let another person tell you about your experiences and that your experiences were not right. Never let another person tell you that what you're saying or what you experience is not true. When you have a professional tell you that narcissists are not intentional, and that people need to stop believing that that narcissists do things intentionally, a lot of you have had, just be real. Bless your heart. Thank you so much for being here. I got Miss K is on here helping you as well. Oh, thank you so much, Just Be Real. My girl has showed up in the building. Yeah, she's in the house. Just Be Real is in the house. Now I can focus. So now I can focus. I had to Kay was doing the best she can trying to get the trolls off of here, and I had to do some. So you are here, I can focus. Yeah. So never let a professional, girl, I love you. You just don't know how much I love you. But never let a person tell you that a narcissist is not intentional. A narcissist is very, yes, Rhodey, a narcissist is very intentional what they do, especially if you have a cerebral narcissist. Narcissists do not forgive and forget. And narcissists hold grudges. Hey, from the Fiji Islands, thank you for being here. But a narcissist never forgives and forget, and they always hold a grudge. They always try to figure out a way to get you back because you have hurt them. You have hurt them and you have caused a narcissistic injury, and they will never forget that. Anytime that they possibly can, they'll get you back. If it's a reminder, they'll get you back. And listen, when people tell you that they're not intentional, they're very, very, very intentional. Do they sit around and think about you all the time? They're connected to you. Yes, they do. They become obsessed with you. They become obsessed with getting you back. They become obsessed with hurting you. If you take their kids, if you go to court and you win those kids, they work on your children. They try to do, hey, Jatoya, but they try to do everything they possibly can. So they do overthink situations. Hi, Stephanie. They do try to overthink situations. And especially if you're dealing with a cerebral narcissist, they're always thinking. And let me tell you guys something. And the reason why that becomes very offensive when somebody tells you, you're overthinking the situation, they don't think of how to get you back. I was with one for 22 years. I was married for 20 years and was with him for 22 years. 22 years. 22 years. He started off as a cerebral narcissist. You know how like that ugly duckling turns into a beautiful swan? He discovered that he was attractive. And so, he switched over to somatic. His core is cerebral. His core is cerebral. He's a thinker. However, he's somatic. And so what he does as a somatic, I'm sorry, you got it, just be real. But as a somatic, he's still a thinker. That's the core of him. He's a thinker. But he is somatic. So he's always got to show out. He's got to have the best. No matter how much he goes into debt, he going to make sure that all y'all think he rich. You know what I mean? But one thing that I know for certain, he's always thinking. He's always thinking. When he has conversations with me, he's always listening to what I say, and he's always trying to overthink me. And what happened is, and many of you guys, when you are in a situationship with them, very charming, charismatic, very handsome, now he looked like a garden gnome. But, it got to a point where, you love that person. And so you kind of put down, your walls because you're assuming that this person cares about you. And so because you think that this person cares about you, you kind of put down your walls. And so I would just talk to him and tell him stuff. But what I didn't realize I was doing is he was interrogating me. So everything that I said, he used against me, and everything that I would say, he would use that to throw back, or he would use that against me. And so even after we divorced, having a conversation with him, I had to think about what I was saying and what he was doing. Because what he was doing was purposely setting me up to give him information. And so that's why I tell you guys, either if you don't have any children, no contact, absolutely no contact. If you have children, you know that your contact is limited. Because of the fact you do have children, you have to gray rock. If you do have children, they're not your friends, no matter what they say. And they say things to you on purpose. They're always overthinking you. They say things on purpose to get to your emotions. They say things on purpose to get you to talk too much so they can locate you to see where you are. So don't ever let anybody tell you that a narcissist does not sit around thinking about how they're going to get you back. Yes, they do. Now, if they've connected to somebody else, they may forget about you momentarily because they've shelved you. They've shelved you. But you have to remember, a narcissist, if you were ever with a narcissist, till death do you part. They always think that you're their property. Always, till the day that you pass on and go over the bridge. So they always assume that, in their minds, they always think that you are their property. They always think that you belong to them. And if you have children, you and the children are their property. It don't matter if they've been married 1,000 times and you're not married or you get married. You know what I mean? That whether you get married or not, they still look at you as if you belong to them. That you are my personal property. You are my personal property. That's how they see you. And so they may be with somebody else, but if they've got to interact with you and the kids, they're still going to overthink you because they need fuel. How do I get fuel from this person? I can either make her mad or make him mad, and I can get negative or positive fuel. So don't ever let a person tell you that they don't overthink anything, that they're not intentional with what they do. Some of you have had the experiences. You know what I mean? Some of them have had experience. You have had personal experiences, and you know how much they overthink. You know how much they think when it comes to your situation. You know how much they think because you've been there. You know how intentional they are because when you went to court, they were very intentional. They came up with stuff that you told them, and the things that they're saying to the new supply is your story. When they present themselves to the new supply, they present themselves with your personality. Everything that they liked about you, they present. Think about it. You got to think about that. I take upon your persona as a narcissist, and I present myself to that new supply with your persona until I can hook that new supply in. Then I begin to mirror the new supply. That's how it works. They hook them with your attributes. They hook them with everything that you've told them and everything that you were. That requires thought. They're just not walking empty-headed people. Some of them are very intelligent. Now, when you're dealing with family and friends, right? Sometimes it is hard to talk to your family and friends because sometimes that narcissist has gotten to your family and friends. And that narcissist is just the nicest person. That narcissist is not just the nicest person. They're the nicest, charismatic person. Gives the shirt off of their back, the last dime in their pocket. They'll go buy food for people. They'll help people. But what they don't know is they go buy food for other people while y'all starve at home. They're charismatic, and they'll help and give the last dime in their pocket and not tell people that the lights are cut off until you need to figure out a way to get these lights turned back on. You guys are at home hungry, and they'll go buy other people groceries. You ain't got no gas in your car, and you got a flat tire, but they'll make sure that somebody else has gas in their car and a flat tire. You see what I mean? Some of you guys experience that. Not only, like I said before, some of your children have been violated by the narcissist. So you're trying to tell your family and friends about it, and your family and friends are telling you, come on now, it ain't that serious. You mean to tell me that every person that you get with has got an issue? Wasn't the last person that you were with had an issue? Wasn't the last person? You just happen to keep attracting the same type of people, but that doesn't mean that your experience is not real. You know what I mean? Now, true enough, if you keep getting into the same situation over and over again, you got to look and see what the common denominator is. Maybe the common denominator is you. You're the one that's not healed, so you're the one that keeps on pulling in the same type of people. You're the common denominator. You keep pulling in the same type of people, and you're not healed. That means you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be out there in the dating scene. You need to shut it down until you can go ahead and heal. So you're the common denominator. A narcissist is a narcissist. So every time you pull one in, they're still the same. They ain't changed. Their narcissist is a narcissist. A snake is a snake. Play with it long enough, it'll bite you. Non-poisonous or poisonous, it's going to bite you. Play with an alligator long enough and see if that alligator don't turn around and bite you. A lion is a wild animal. Play with a lion long enough and see if that lion doesn't maim you or hurt you or scratch you or bite you. And they're playing with you and they nip you a little bit. And you mess around, you walk around with 1 foot. A lion is a wild animal. You can't change it. Like you can't domesticate a lion. And true enough, people got lions as pets, but I guarantee you, let that lion bite them. They ain't got bit before. They don't learn their lesson. But a narcissist is a narcissist. And the thing about it is you got family and friends that'll tell you there's no possible way that this person is like that. Because guess what? They'll either triangulate and they'll tell your family all the things that you do. And some of those things are facts, but they don't tell how you ended up doing what you were doing. Then they talk to your family and they make sure that they making it rain, paying their bills, paying for their school, paying for their books, not telling them that you at the house starving. You ain't got no lights on, so you can't even see a book. You know what I mean? But your family is so enamored by them. And especially if you're dealing with their family. And if their family is just as toxic and they've gaslighted and love bombed their own family, then, you might need to cut their family off, unfortunately. And some of you have to learn to cut off your own family. Because some of your family are being gaslighted, love bombed, and your feelings are hurt because your own family doesn't believe you. You can't go home to your own family because your family does not even support you. Your own family doesn't support you because they don't believe you. They don't believe that it's possible that this person could be that cruel. I know you personally. I grew up with you. They never see you as changing. They never see you as changing. They always see you as how you were. And you could have been at your worst, but they always see you at your worst. And a lot of family won't let you change. They don't believe that you've changed. Now, you got to remember, a lot of us, we have the personality that we have. I'm the older sister in my family. I'm bossy. I'm bossy. I'm loud and I'm bossy. But at one point in time, I used to be very angry. I was very angry. I was very critical. I was the type of person, I knew how to use words against you. I never knew that I was going to be a therapist, because now I learned to use those words to encourage people. I learned to use those words to, I learned how powerful words can be. But at one point in time, I knew how powerful the words were, and so I used them the wrong way. And so if you come from a family and you're changing, and now you're using those words powerful to help people in ministry, in counseling, in encouragement, in coaching, a lot of times your family won't even let you come out of your past. They always hold you hostage to your past. They won't let you change. And so by the time with that narcissist will use that and remind them, well, you know how they are. That's how they always been. She or he ain't changed. They still do the same thing. They take that and all the information they gathered from your family, and they use that, and guess what your family does? They end up gaslighting you to make you feel like you're crazy. It's you. You've always been like that. And they use that, and you've always been like that. And you never change. And you've never changed. They won't let you change. And here you are, and you start gaslighting your own self. Well, maybe you're right. I do act like that. And sometimes I do. When you gonna grow up? When you gonna let yourself grow up? You know what I mean? When you gonna let yourself grow up? But that's how narcissists are. And so to be gaslighted by the people around you, to made to feel like your story is not true, you're crazy, ain't no possible way. This is I know this person personally. Yeah, but you haven't been with them for 20 some odd years. You know them personally, they're your friend, but they've shown you the out. So you guys remember I did a video, and I did a video and I was talking about the Johari's window. And remember, in the Johari's window, there are things that you know about yourself that other people know about you. And then there are things that you don't know about yourself that other people know about you. It's called your blind spot. And with those blind spot, you much rather have someone like a coach, a therapist, a mentor, someone that you trust and you know their character. And their point of giving you information is not to hurt you. It's not to hurt you, but it's to better you. That blind spot can be very painful to you, especially if you've come up in a family or come up where, you dealt with rejection, you dealt with abandonment issue, you dealt with people abusing you and misusing you. Sometimes it's very hard to hear someone tell you things about yourself. This is what you're like. This is the things you need to work on. Even at the job, when you get that constructive criticism, or you get that, you get your annual review, and they tell you about those things that you need to work on. That can be very painful. And especially for a person that has been rejected, a person that has been abandoned, a person that has been abused and misused, that constructive criticism can be very loud. It can be very painful. But that's that blind spot. And you want somebody to address that blind spot, because if they don't address the blind spot, you're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again. And no one has said anything to you. That means that they don't care about you. If they don't tell you about that blind spot, they need to tell you, you sometimes you got a nasty attitude. You notice that when this person come around, this is what you act like. This is what you talk like. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. This is, you think that this is what, and so sometimes that can be painful, but you need somebody to address your blind spot, because you'll keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then sometimes you're doing things out of habit and you don't realize what you're doing. You don't realize, and when you sit down and start thinking about, why do I keep doing that? What is it about that person that triggers me? A person could trigger you because they may be a reminder of your past or the past pains. And so you may be triggered and don't even realize that's how you're reacting. It's not a response, that's how you're reacting. But you need somebody to address that. Then you got those areas. So you got the area that you know about yourself that other people know. Then you got the blind spot, the things that you don't know about yourself that other people know. Then you got that thing, those things that you know about yourself that no one else knows. That's called a facade. That's wearing a mask. That's you putting on a facade and covering up those things that you don't want anybody else to know about you. And that's what that narcissist does. They put on a mask. And so they put on a facade. And they pretend to be something that they're not. And whatever that person needs them to be, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, and even professionals, they put on a mask and they carry that facade and they present themselves a certain way. When there are people that are at home that know exactly what that person is like. And then there's the other part where there's things that you don't know about yourself that nobody else knows, that sometimes comes out in very extenuating circumstances. There are things that come out when, heroes are made some people don't even know that they're a hero. Some people don't even know I'll jump in the water to save a child because you never thought about it. It just happened. Some people don't know that you walk into a bank, there's someone in the bank is being held up, and you done tackled the intruder. You don't know that you jumped into a fiery, flaming car and you saved some children that were in there. You don't know. And for some of you guys, you didn't know that when you came out of this situation with this narcissist, that you had some strength that you didn't know you had. You didn't know that you were able to do it by yourself. You didn't know that you could build a business to sustain yourself because it was out of need and desperation, and you did it and created a business. Some of you didn't know that you can write books. You guys go to Designer. It's DISGNRR. Designer and ChatGPT. Some of you guys need to write a book about your story. And you need to write a book about your story, not from the place of pain, but you need to write it from a place of healing, because some people need to hear your story. But if you go in there, you can put the title in there and it'll research it, and it's AI, it'll write the whole thing for you. Then you go in there and personalize it. But some of you guys don't know that you have a story and that your experiences help somebody else. You don't know that what you've been through, you became a speaker and you started talking about life experiences and helped somebody else out. You know what I mean? Some of you don't know that I didn't realize that I could do it by myself. Some of you didn't know because that's what you've been trained to think by that narcissist. That's what you have been groomed to think about. That's what you've been gaslighted. You can't make it without me. Look at you. You've never been alone. You've never been by yourself. You've never been single. You've never had a job. You don't know how to build a business. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. And yet you got away and you started a business. You got a job. You built that job. You had a career. Then you built a business. And you're doing it by yourself. Putting your kids through school. Bought yourself a house. Bought yourself a new car. And if got yourself a condo. Got yourself an apartment. You're doing it all by yourself. But you didn't think that you could do it. So that's that area where there's things that you don't know about yourself that other people don't know about you either. And then you discover things about yourself because of the pressure that you were under, and you find out that you had strength you didn't even know you had. And it comes out in extenuating circumstances. Some of you guys are here. And some of you guys don't even, it's, oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm here. You know what I mean? I can't believe that I'm here. Listen, those of you that are wanting to write books, go, ooh, this air is hurting my nose, but because it's hot. But some of you guys, go to ChatGPT. Free app, you can pay for it and everything. And you can go start researching stuff. And then you can also go to Designer, is DISGNRRR. And it's like, I think right now they have I think right now they have a special going on. It's $27 for standard lifetime. You purchase that and you go in there and you can put in a topic like, I want to write an autobiography. I want to write a inspirational book. I want to write a journal. I want to write a book about my life. I want to write about overcoming domestic violence. I want to write, and when you go in there, it'll bring up and it'll write the whole book for you. And then what you do is you go in there and they give you topics and subjects and everything. Go in there and then you personalize it. And then you can go upload it to Amazon. You can upload it to Barnes & Noble. So you can do like an ebook. You can have like 360 something pages, 400 pages, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. But now, now is one of those situations where either you're going to be bitter or you're going to be better. Either you're going to allow people to, don't let people change your reality. You know what you've been through. Stop questioning what you've been through. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe it was me. I do have some quirks. I do have a habit of doing this right here. I do tend to do this right here. No, but you still went through what you went through. And that's no excuse. I don't care how you are. That's not an excuse on how another person is to treat you. I can do a lot of things and you can do a lot of things, but I should not change my character to lower myself to your level of abuse. I shouldn't be in the same, you hit, you go low, I go lower. That don't make no sense. You go low, I'm going to go higher. And sometimes that means I just don't say anything to you, let you sit there and look stupid all by yourself. I'm not going to sit there. You don't sit there and argue with people. Excuse me, you guys. All this is getting in my eye. But you don't sit there and argue with a person about your truth to make you feel dumb or make you feel stupid or to make you question your reality about what you've been through. Some of you guys have been 40, 30, 50 years in these type of situations. You're going to let somebody change your reality when you've come out of it. You know your story. Write the story. Write the book. This is what I've been through. But this is how I recovered. Don't just take people on a trip on all the bad things that have happened and give them no way out, because they're following you in your story. So you got to make sure that when you tell your story is for the purpose of getting people out of the situation. You're coming in to help people get out of the situation. All right, y'all. But I think that's all I have to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. So listen, I'm getting ready to get off. So I'm not doing any questions because I'm still collecting names for people that would like to come on my live. And so what I'm going to do is, I've got a few names. And I think because I haven't been here for such a long time, a lot of you guys are brand new to the channel. So some of the older people that were coming, some of them, because I wasn't consistent because I have been on the road and traveling. And so for a lot of people, I don't see some of the regulars that I was accustomed to seeing. So some of you guys are very new. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this same thing right here. But I'm going to allow at least 10 people, if you email me, drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. And I'm going to put you on a live Zoom, and we're going to broadcast onto Facebook and YouTube. But I'm going to allow you guys to ask me questions. And we're going to do question and answers while I get to see you. Now, number one, if you don't want your face to be shown, don't email me. Some of you guys don't want your face to be shown because that predator is still, and some of you guys are incognito. So some of you guys don't want that predator to know that it's you, So if you don't want your face to be shown on Zoom, don't email me because I need your face to be shown. And then on top of that, when your face is shown, you have the opportunity to ask me questions, and we get an opportunity to dialogue with each other. So I'm going to do 10 people. Email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. And then I'm going to, when I do the live, I'm going to email you to let you know, hey, I'm going live on Sunday. I got your name. Do you still want to be on Zoom? And I'm going to send you the link, and then we're going to go live. And then when we go live, we'll be on YouTube Live and on Facebook Live. And you guys will be able to ask me questions, and I'm going to personally answer those questions to those people that are on my live Zoom, and we're broadcasting. It's going to be on a Sunday. And so just email me, drcarmenbryant@outlook.com, and then I will make sure, because Just Be Real will be there too, but I will make sure that you will be on my Zoom live, and you guys will be able to ask me questions. Now, I want you guys to know that I do have a private, Facebook page, and it is Women Recover. It's a women's only group. And it's women recovering from narcissist abuse and volatile relationships. Go look for it. If you go to my community tab on YouTube, if you look on my Facebook page, you will see the information. And I think it's on my Instagram page too. But it's Women Recovering from Narcissist Abuse and Volatile Relationships. Go and request. Make sure you answer all the questions. If you don't answer all the questions, you're not going to be able to get in there. Answer all the questions. Request to be admitted. And I do, when you guys ask questions on there, when you ask questions, I do a video to address your question. I also do, because we're women, I also support women authors, women businesses. So if you are business owners, we promote business owners, and I do like business, featured business of the week. I do, I get your pictures, personal pictures, I get your websites, I get your products, copies of your products, and then I create a collage so that you are highlighted so that so we can patronize your business, and we make sure that we patronize your business. And then if you're an author, I usually ask you guys to send me a copy of your books, the name of your books, where they're at. I get pictures, not copies of the book, but pictures of the books. And so I do the pictures of the book, I do your face, and then I do featured authors so we can start funneling businesses to you, and we do that every week. I have a new, matter of fact, I have to work on this week's author and business owner. And so if you guys go on there, if you have a business, I want to make sure that your business is highlighted, and we patronize your businesses, and we make sure we support you in that community and purchase your books. We want to make sure that we take care of you, okay? And even for some of you guys during your beginning phases, I'm going to post things in there in reference to where to get. Some of you guys are that are women, and men, this is for the ladies, but for some of you women, to help you when it comes to like building a women's business, how to do an LLC, how to contract with the government. Some of you guys are looking for businesses and for jobs and careers. I'm going to be posting job links, career link, government job, contracting job. Those of you that are women that are building businesses and want to contract with the government, send you information on how to contract with the government and how to get into classes to teach you how to contract with the government. Those of you that are veterans, to let you know what kind of educational benefits you or your children have. My daughter, she's wanting to go to school at one of these major colleges, and I'm a 100% disabled veteran. I don't claim it, but yes, I claim it paper-wise, but I don't claim it. But I'm retired. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and my daughter will be able to go to the university, tuition waived, tuition fees free. She'll be able to go to school for free and get a stipend every month, and so she'll be able to go to college for free. She'll be able to, books for free and get a stipend every month to sustain herself, so she can focus just on school. But some of you guys are wanting this information, and I'm going to make sure that we take care of the women in this group, because women need to support women. And gentlemen, this is nothing against you guys, but it's just so I'm a woman, so I wanted to do a Facebook group specifically for women. So go to women, it is women recovering from narcissist abuse and volatile relationships. And so if you go and look on my community tab on my YouTube channel, there's a picture of it on there, so you know where to go look on Facebook so you can join it. And for those of you that join my private Facebook group, you also get a discount to the conference that is coming up July 27th. July 27th is my conference, and it is breaking generational cycles and breaking generational trauma. And Harold, you need to be there, sir, because we need to break some generational cycles. We need to, in order to break a cycle, a generational cycle, you have to pick up on the pattern. You have to recognize the pattern. And when you pick up on that pattern, to break a generational cycle, and especially a generational cycle of trauma, what you have to do is you have to do something that has never been done before. And to do something, it is July 27th. It's on a Saturday, but it's 100% online. It's from 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's 2 hours Central Standard Time and 3 hours Eastern Standard Time. And those of you that may not be able to attend online, once we are finished, I will also send you the link so that you can do the replay. So if you can't be there the whole few hours that we're on there, I will send you the link for prepay. So Harold, email me, let me know if you are interested, and I will make sure that you are taken care of at the discount. Ladies, if you join my Facebook group, you will get a discounted rate to be on my conference on that day. I have some phenomenal speakers. I'm one of them. I'm going to be talking about these generational cycles. Another one, her name is Tasha Fields, Demetria Fields. She's a millennial, but she's going to be talking about the different generations. You have the baby boomers, you have the Gen X's, you have the millennials, you have the Gen Z, and how each one of these generations think, how they raise their children, what each generation is breaking, because our Gen Zs are off the chain. And how to train these Gen Zs, but we have different generations that are, and why are we living the way that we are living, and what is it that we're breaking off? How are we raising our children? She's a millennial, even talking about, and she's probably going to throw in there, the trauma of the golden child. Then my mom, of course, you guys know my mom, Apostle Helen Sadler. Many of you guys have asked me questions in reference to the church. You guys ask me, what if you have a narcissist pastor? What if the pastor is a narcissist? What if ministers are narcissists? What if the people in the congregation are narcissists? What does it mean? It says that, God hates divorces. What do you say about divorces? What did the Bible really say about divorces? What does it say about abuse? What does it say about abuse? What does it say about, you telling us to pray and pray harder to make it work? But what if you're leaving, you're praying harder, but you're going home to abuse? What does the Bible say about that, Pastor? A lot of people, Pastor. And she's been doing this for over 30 some odd years. And so not only has she been doing it for over 30 some odd years, she has built churches across the country, across the nation, globally, in Africa. She's got all sorts of pastors and bishops and apostles, that are under her. She's got, the evangelist. She's raising up different ministers, and she's training different pastors and leaders. She's global. So she deals with this on a daily basis at different levels, higher levels, lower levels. So this is the person that you want to ask these questions. She's going to be talking about this. My big sister is going to be there. You guys know Kathy Gibson. My Life is Intentional. She's the one that has the book, The Indelible Woman. Milk and Honey, book about milk and honey, about your finances. She also has the book about not just the indelible woman, but the essence of the aristocratic woman. And she's going to be talking about when we say you have to discover who you are. Who are you? If you take away all your titles, mother, sister, father, brother, doctor, CEO, business owner, uncle, if you strip yourself of all those titles, who are you? And if you don't know who you are, how do I discover who I really am? Because before you get back into a relationship, you need to know who you are. You need to understand the value that you have. How do you establish value? How do you put up boundaries? When you put up boundaries, you have to understand the value of what you're putting a boundary around. And so she's going to be talking about that. Oh, Lord, my light went out. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. She's going to be talking about your value. And then my other sister, her name is Bridget Griffin, and she is a domestic violence advocate. And she's going to be talking to you guys about being in the courtroom and watching these families generationally keep coming through. The generation of people that keep coming through the courtrooms, keep coming through the courts. She's going to be telling you, how do you find a good domestic violence advocate? How do you find, what is the mark of a good domestic violence advocate? What should that advocate be doing? What should that advocate be doing? And so you got these 5 speakers that are on the main platform. And then after we're finished with that, we're doing effective communication. Those of you that listen to my mother on Clubhouse, do her podcast, people like Telsha with the T on NPD, Tasha Lelandman, who is a Confessions of a Christian Girl. You guys know Cluster B Free, Karen. You guys know Miss Pat. You guys hear Miss Pat. You hear all these people on the platform, and she does effective communication. She's talking about, this trauma of people going through these type of really demonic relationships, and about these narcissists. You're going to have all these people, and you guys that listen on Clubhouse, you normally don't see their faces. You guys get to see their faces this time. And so we are doing the table talk and this effective communication, doing that in the evening with some of your favorites. Telsha with the T. You guys actually get to see her. She laughs and smiles, but you get to see our zoologist, honey. Yes. And so please go to overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com and purchase a ticket for the Zoom conference on July 27th, so on a Saturday. Even if you can't be there during the time that we're doing it live, if you pay for it, I'm going to make sure that you get the link so that you can go and watch the replay. But you want to be there. You don't want to miss it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Harold. That's it. Is D-I, is it D-I or is it D-E? Either D-E or D-I. I don't have my other iPad. It's D-I-S-I-N-G-N-R-R-R. I don't know if it's D-signer or D-I-S signer. Yeah, but that's it right there. That's it right there. My light, I think my light is like, this is enough energy. We are finished. But yes, so that is my conference. And make sure that you go to my Women Recovering from Narcissist Abuse and Volatile Relationships so that you guys can get a discount on your ticket. Okay, that's it then. D-E-S-G-N-R-R. And you guys, when you go look around in there, you need to be writing your books. And when you come onto this private, I guess this light said forget it. I'm not going to keep fighting with it. But, and when you guys come on there, we're going to make sure that we support you any way we possibly can, ladies. And you're going to get a discount from being there, okay? So, and my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, she has a 3-day conference coming up in Dallas, Texas. It's from the 9th to the 11th of August. You fly into Love Field. You got to buy your ticket. You got to get a hotel room. Fly into Love Field, Airfield, and it is at the Embassy Suites right on Noel Road, and it's a 3-day event. It's the 9th, 10th, and 11th. She's going to feed you lunch. It's an all-day event. We're having the same table talk in the evening, when we're finished with the conference during the day, and then we get to explore the beautiful city of Dallas. And it is the 9th through the 11th. Go to destinyhelper.ticketleap.com and get your ticket. You got to hurry up, and if you can't be there in person, make sure you get a Zoom ticket, because it will be live for those 3 days. And so please, you guys, come and support me. You guys want me to do this, I'm doing this. A lot of you cannot afford $4,000 conferences. This type of information that you're getting, the stuff that I'm putting out and the speakers that I have, for us as professionals to go to something like this is about $4,000 with the type of speakers that I have. And so I really, really want you to go. If you want to know what the discount is, either be on my Zoom. So when you come on my Zoom so that you can do question and answer with me, send me your name so you can be on my Zoom, and I'll give you the information before we go live so you know what the discount is, or come over to my Facebook page, Women Recovering from Narcissist Abuse and Volatile Relationships, and I will give you a discount. So the Zoom for the weekend, for like the Saturday, for the Sunday, this right here, that is free. You can ask me questions. We're going to be live on this platform. The conference on July 27th is a paid conference. I've got 5 speakers. I got to pay these folks, Come on now. I got 5 speakers, and then I've got the additional speakers for later on in that day. And so make sure you come to my private page, and I will make sure that you get a discount for coming and supporting me. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here to support me. For the Zoom for the conference, it's not free. No, that's paid. And you can go to overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com. You can purchase your ticket or join me on my private Facebook page. I will give you a discount just for being a person that has interest in coming to my free page to support me, and I will make sure that you get a discount for the Zoom conference, okay? Nominal fee is very affordable. You guys buy more food during the week than for the amount that I'm going to charge you, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Harold. Look, I will salute you, but my arm is... I appreciate you, sir, and thank you so much for always coming on and supporting me all these years. And he and one other gentleman that came to the conference. Ladies, let me tell you something about Mr. Harold. So I had all these women show up at my conference in Atlanta. All these women. Got some beautiful women that showed up. And then Mr. Harold gonna show up. And he come in there just as sharp. That woman was trying to pay attention to me and just kept looking at him. I don't know if they wanted to marry him. And we got into the limousine to go out to eat. Those ladies were fighting to sit over there where he was at. I think he sat in the back, in the very back of the limo. We had a Hummer, and I think he was in the very back. But them ladies were trying to sit over there where he was at, just grinning and smiling. I said, you know what? What, wasn't he clean? Just Be Real says you were clean. He was clean. We dressed up and everything. We went out to eat. Yes, Harold. Yes, really. Them ladies were following. Just Be Real, am I lying? They were falling all over themselves to be close to where he was at. I said, you know what? But he came through. He came out there, and the thing was, an attractive man, very intelligent man, and very respectful. He was a very respectful man. And what I loved about him, the other gentlemen that were there, and then my speaker was a male too. One of my speakers was a male, is that he was very respectful. And the things that he was saying was letting the women know that he had been through what he had been through as well. So it wasn't just the women that were going through what they were going through. He told his story. He had been, and then that next day, that Sunday, I actually preached at my my cousin's church. He even came out there and supported me, and I was so honored. He came and supported me as well. And Just Be Real said the same thing. He really was a gentleman. He was a sweetheart, just the nicest, sweetest person. When you see a man around, you're like, oh no. But just a sweetheart, just the nicest person that you would ever meet, and a handsome young man. And them women were just, I don't know if they thought they were going to marry him when they left, but they loved them some Mr. Harold. They loved them some Mr. Harold. Yep, clean. He was clean when he came. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr. Harold. I appreciate it. Look at him. Wow. Don't be trying to be all modest. You know what? Don't try to be all modest. You know them ladies were checking you out. Come on. For real, me? Yeah, you. But I appreciate him supporting me. Thank you so much. I want you to come and support me again at my other conference. And not only that, tell some of the gentlemen that that you are around, tell them to come and support me. He needed security. Yeah, he sure did. Hey, Harold, just be real said you needed security. He sure did. And we were watching your back. Trust me, you don't know, but we were watching your back. We were watching your back. But yes, tell some of the gentlemen that you're around, come and support my conference, so that you guys can, let me know who you want to invite, and I'll make sure that they're taken care of as well. But we need as many people as we can. Y'all want to support me? Some of this information, $4,000 some odd dollars. Some of you guys can't afford to come out to conferences like that, and I'm giving it to you guys for a nominal fee. And the type of people that we have, my pastor, my mom is global. She travels to Africa. She's global. She's on a global scale. She out there with the big wigs, and she's blessing me by gracing me with her presence at my conference. And she's a hard person to get on a platform, and she's coming, and her daughter, my sister, well known, are coming on my platform. And I'm honored. And I want you guys to be there to honor them as well. And I appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna keep on talking because I know we early. I gotta let Just Be Real go to sleep. Thank you so much, Anna. Bless you too. And thank you, Susan. I'm so honored. Thank you so much. But I also want you guys to know I'm still working on my coaching course. Some of you guys want to be coaches. Now keep in mind the certification for coaching is not just for narcissist abuse. Some of you guys are good with money. Some of you guys are good in the medical field. Some of you guys are good in the educational realm. A lot of you guys, have talents. You guys have talents and gifting that people need to hear. And so some of you guys are starting all over again. You're coming out of this disastrous situationship that you have been, and you're trying to figure out, how do I make money? How do I do something? What can I do? And I am doing a certification for coaching. And it's in any area that you want to go in. Later on, I'll come up with a niche. If you guys want to do this type of work, I'll come up with a niche, and we'll work on it. But at the same time, I am coming up with the coaching. It's just taking me longer than I thought it was, and you guys work with me because I'm trying not to be such a perfectionist. But I also have some books coming out. And so some of these books are going to really help you. I do have some books coming out. I'm working on one now. I got like 2 or 3 other ones that I'm going to be working on to get it out there to you guys. And I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. To my moderators, thank you so much for being so diligent and what you guys do and what you're doing. It helps me to focus, because a lot of times I'll get distracted because I don't have anybody and I don't want anybody to be, because I have to reach up there and I have to block people as I'm talking. But you guys make it easier for me, and I truly thank you, Kay, for stepping in and helping. And Just Be Real, as always, thank you so much for being there to support me. I love that girl. When I first met her, I was like, that's my girl. I don't care what nobody said, that's my girl. And she's my girl forever and ever. I fight for her. I fight somebody for Just Be Real. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And Kay, we're gonna meet. We are going to meet one day. I promise you, we're gonna meet. And I thank you so much for being. And I love her accent because she's from Georgia, and she an old country girl. When you hear her talk, that's a country girl. I love to hear her talk. Yeah, she fast. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a beautiful evening, and you guys go be great. Okay, take care of yourselves and go be great. Until I see you guys, I'll put some more videos out there for the week, and make sure you guys ask me questions on my private Facebook page, and I'll make videos specifically for those questions as well. Thank you guys, and you guys have a beautiful evening. Good night, Instagram. Good night, Facebook. Good night, YouTube.